Rose Buado is co-founder of In Her Purpose, talent manager of the Philharmonic, and an empowered mother of two. She continues to help others realize their strengths and be their best selves. Whether it be in music or in womanhood, she carries on her passion, shedding light on inspiring people and being an inspiration herself in everything she does.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is passion and purpose. For this episode, we have an empowered woman, manager of the Philharmonic, entrepreneur, mom, and now author and co-founder of In Her Purpose, to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the beautiful and amazing Rose Buado. Hi, Rose. Welcome back.
Hi, good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And congratulations. Your book is now in the market. And I believe you said just yesterday you guys did your...
Yes, we did our pre-launch and we're already at number one best, well, not bestseller, not yet, but number one new release, which is so exciting.
Claiming it, you will be number one because, like earlier we were talking about timing, and I think it is perfect timing for you to launch your amazing book, your inspiring book on empowered women. I got a glimpse of it, and I'm just so proud of you and Jen, and thankful for you guys putting on the hard work on getting these amazing women together and having this like kind of Bible for women now, and I want to talk more about on the process of how you guys, built this book, chose the list of women. But before that, I'm sure like people saw and met you and Jen in our previous interview, but I wanted to talk more in depth on who is Rose and why you are so empowered and inspiring. Can you give us a glimpse again on how you are the inspiring woman that you are today?
Oh my gosh, that's interesting title. No, but
it's a teaser because you're part of the book too, right? So yes, give us a glimpse of what you actually talk about there.
Yeah. So I actually grew up with two loving parents who really, really pushed me to do whatever it is that I wanted to do in life. Like they did not make me go into like a specific industry. They didn't make me stay traditional, but they did want to see me happy and successful. However, they did want to see me stable, which was the most important thing for them. Was like, you need to, be here, be present, but make sure you're able to be stable, to take care of your family, and then to live off your 401k. So with that, they really talked about going to college. They really talked about education. They really talked about getting your degree. And then from there, you can do whatever you want, right? But, along my journey, I went to college. I was always part of the whole, I got to plan events. I got to be a part of the mix that everybody's in. I just had to be social all the time. So I would go out and plan events and one of my main things that I love to do was to teach dancing. So in college, I actually, I went through my first year. I was 18 years old, brand new adults, woo, right? And I ended up going into, there's this path that goes into the school, and they always had credit card people, financial people, trying to reel you in to sign up for their credit cards. Right. And I did not know what a credit card was back then. My parents did not teach me about financial financial benefits out there or anything like that. And so people were saying that you can buy things with just this magical card. And I was like, okay, let me sign up. I ended up getting in a really bad debt, right? Really bad debt. And my parents found my bills and they're like, what is this? How come you owe this much money? And then I was like, oh, well, you can pay the minimum, which is like $30 a month. And my parents were not having it. They were like, nope, we're not paying for this. We're not going to help you with this. You have to figure it out. So what I did was I took my my hobby, which was dancing, and I went into the local park, and then I ended up asking if I could teach dance lessons there. And they said yes. So I was always bringing in new kids to come in and teach, which I didn't know at the time that I was already an entrepreneur. I started my own business at the age of 18 because I needed to, take care of these financial problems. So, or not problems, but issues. And then, right. So that kind of like pushed me towards like, I have to be able to be creative to start something, to be able to be financially stable. So then from there, I graduated college. I was still teaching dance, which led me into event planning, which led me to doing a lot of debuts. So in debuts, in 18th birthday parties, you do those cotillion dances and stuff. So I started doing that, and I started making a lot of great connections from there. Which then, I did it for a long time. I went in after I graduated college. I started following my mom's and dad's path of go into corporate or become stable. So I did that for another 15 years, and then I ended up climbing the corporate ladder that way and became VP. But along all of that, I wasn't happy. I was stuck. I was incomplete. I always talked about building new things. I always had great ideas. I always talked to my friends, and they probably get really tired of me talking about new ideas and new things of way to make money or stuff like that. So with that, I was stuck. I just didn't know what to do. I was in corporate, I was in advertising, but my brother, which is my younger brother, he was a musician. And when he auditioned for a lot of different parts, like for TV and different music events. And one day he auditioned for this show called The Voice, and he auditioned twice, and he couldn't pass the interviewing process. You get to pass the singing part and the charisma part, but then the interview process is a little different. You have to add some marketing in there and some advertising. So I helped him come up with some really cool questions and some really good answers. And next thing you know, he's on TV. And right when he got on TV, he started getting a plethora of like people asking him to perform, and artists, they just want to do what they love doing, and that's performing, writing music, and being creative. But the business part of it's a little different. So I told him I would manage it. I saw the opportunity, and I was like, let me help you. And so from there, I started helping him, and then the band, the Philharmonic, they ended up forming, and Vijay was one of the guys that was part of the team or a part of the band, and they ended up getting on this show called The Sing Off. And during the whole sing-off season, I was there from the very beginning all the way towards before it even launched. And, we got together, and then I was like, I'll just, help you guys, because they weren't doing much. They were just waiting for the show to happen. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And so then after that, like 5 years later, here we are, and they're like touring all over the place and performing for, so many great people, and just meeting new people. And I toured with them. And while I was touring with them, I met amazing women who were decision makers, who were all about, making things move, making things happen. They were all about, and they loved it. They didn't have that stuck or incomplete feeling like I did. So I wanted to learn more about them, and I went on Google, and I found nothing on them, nothing at all. So then I was like, okay, there has to be a book. There has to be a book on this, on women, on Asian women who are successful. And when I Googled that, I found nothing but a book that said how to marry an Asian woman. So with that, I was like, no. We need to change that. So a year later, here we are. We wrote this book, and it's exciting.
It's so amazing, like just with your journey of your life leading up to now, and now you sharing it to the world is such an inspiring story, because it's about taking action, like you said. You want to surround yourself with people who have like-minded I guess views of life. And for you, of course, as an empowered woman, mom, a manager, I'm sure people are wondering, how do you balance everything?
I have a really good support system, really great support system. My parents, they're very involved when when my kids were babies. So my kids are now 9 and 7. And so while they were growing up, and I was, mind you, I was still in corporate. I was still working in agency, and then I was, working the Philharmonic, and then also building other businesses on the side. I really needed the help, and I didn't get as much sleep as I should have, but that's okay, because you know what, I wasn't in it to make, like, it was something I love to do, so it wasn't nothing that I had to complain about. So I just loved doing it. I never complained. My family, my husband, he's so great with being able to support me, and getting or meeting my dreams and my goals. So I think that helped a lot, a lot. And really, that saying, it takes a tribe to raise a child. I'm probably messing up that quote, but it does take a tribe. And with that, my kids, they have a lot of love. Like my parents gave them a lot of love. My husband gives them a lot of love. I give them a lot of love, and then my husband's parents give them a lot of love. So it's definitely the support system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. Because as much as we want to feel like we're superwoman, no, we're realistic, and I think that's where women who are honest about asking for help, or saying that, hey, I want to have some me time. Can you please just give me like 10 seconds? So with that, Rose, what is your definition of me time?
Oh, my definition of me time lately, with being quarantined, probably me time. Before quarantine, I love going to to get my nails done, and do all of that stuff. But honestly, hanging out with my family is, even though it's not about me, it's just the love that I get from my kids, and like all the hugs, and just being able to see their smile, and be and where they're enjoying the time with me. That to me is me time too, because we would go do things. It's not just we would stay out at the house and do separate things, but we would do things together, and that made me happy. That brings me joy too. But for the most part, it's just me. I really like going to the spa and getting my nails done, and then also drinking some coffee and reading a book.
Yes, just the simple joys. So you have a great co-author and a co-founder. Jen's tuned in. Hi, Jen. I spoke to her last Monday, Manila time, and we were chatting on how you are such a great, I guess, mentor to her also. How does it feel working with someone that you love and are who you're very close to? Does that help build, a book or a business like you guys are doing?
Yeah, it's such a great experience working with Jen, because we're so alike, but then we're so different in so many ways, and it helps balance each other out. So Jen is very meticulous with things. Like, she's so detail oriented. She's like a planner. She gets things done. Like every she needs to have a flow chart. And she's very smart like that, right? But with me, I'm very like, okay, idea, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it today. Or like, let's just get on the call right now and have this this meeting and see what happens. And then but I think it balances each other out, because when she's planning, I'm like coming up with ideas, and then it kind of just like ends up meeting the exact goal. So yeah, I mean, we grew up together, and we've had so much fun together, so many ups, and I mean, I went to her. I traveled for her. I would go all the way up north to hang out with her, just to be with her. And I think since starting this business, it's created a better bond and fun bond. And it's really cool because now I get to pick up on some of her really great attributes, and I'm so grateful for her.
I know, it's such a great tandem that you guys, have built. And like, again, I told Jen, it's great that you guys took action on really sharing Asian women, right? I know you wanted to categorize Filipinas in America, but now it's like a bigger scope. I mean, Asians, it's, we are, I guess, we're really elevating, and our stories need to be heard more. And with that, like within her purpose, and it's such a beautiful book, like the cover and all, it just gives you this sense of, to me, like when I see it, it's like sense of peace, a sense of, oh my gosh, people I can relate with, or I can, kind of say to myself, oh, I'm not alone, So with that, I know you guys wanted to have like a certain number of women, but then it turned out to be more than you expected. So how did that feel during the process? Because for sure, it's like once you get started, you want to include everyone in the book. Like you want to include everybody with the project. But what made you and Jen put your foot down? Like, okay, maybe we could have a second book.
Right. So originally we wanted to have 20 girls. And what we did was we started reaching out to a lot of women who then knew a lot more women who then connected us. And then it just ended up becoming more than 40 women. And we were like, okay, we need to stop because we're never going to get this book out. Like, if we don't get this book out, we're going to end up having like 50 women that are like doing so much. So, which is great. I would love to have like 100, 200, 300 women that we could talk about. But we had to stop it at 40 because, we're just never going to, it's just never going to end because there's so many successful women out there, which we love and are so amazed by. It was just a matter of us even looking, so it's just a matter of us looking for them, and here they come. So you ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. I mean, as a mom, do you think that this is like another child that you gave birth to?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's funny because while, during the process of making the book or writing the book, my kids would know that I'm doing this. And the front of the book, I dedicate it to my daughter, and it's just such an amazing feeling to have your daughter read it. And I had her read it to me, out loud, and she read it to me and she loved it so much. So yeah, it definitely is because, there's a lot of time and a lot of efforts put into this, and then time and effort that I wasn't always with my kids for. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it always worked out because it is like the first question that you asked about, about balancing is, I did it while they were in class or while in school, and then I did it while they were sleeping. So, but they knew the process I was going through. So yeah, totally a big deal.
Yeah. Well, that's you pretty much shared with us how you balance things, and it's amazing that when your passion for a certain project or something, you're really gonna find time to do it regardless of what you're juggling, right? So with that, I want to know, of course, and now that you and Jen you are authors, for the people that are curious on also wanting to write a book, how to start? What would be your advice on what to know, what to prepare?
Well, whatever their content is, they have to make sure that if they're going to interview somebody or if they're going to look for people, I would say, start on social media and start messaging people and just putting out your energy. Once you put out your energy to the universe, things will start coming towards you, or just so easily and so conveniently. So if you just put that energy out there, like, hey, okay, I'm going to write this book, say it out loud, and then actually go out there and start looking for who you are going to interview or have a part of the book, do that first, and just claim that you are going to start this book, and then take the first step into reaching out to people. And if you want to collaborate with somebody else, an author or another author who, like what I did with Jen, or like what Jen and I did together, was, we were aligned with each other. So, partner up with somebody too if you want to.
And, of course, maybe, all of us may think that we can write a whole book to ourselves. And I know there's a process where you let other people read drafts just to make sure that, there's no spelling mistakes or things like that. How long did that take? Like from you and Jen, you might have thought, okay, it's a finished product. But then once you hand it off to someone to read it, how long did that process take again?
Well, the great thing, like, because of Jen, we wrote our first chapters, and then already there, she's like, okay, I think we need to find an editor. And so while we were writing, she was sending them out to the girl to Sarah, who was helping us out with it. So it was a whole process together. So like we would write, then we would send it to her, and then she would come, she would send it back to us, and then we would do the revision. So it wasn't like we wrote the entire book and then gave it to somebody. So it was really easy and organized that way.
Well, at least like you guys realize it from the start. Otherwise, you'd be writing the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of authors, or even like experienced authors, go through the same process, because to really come up with a finished product, it's like you want it to be perfect, right?
Yes.
So with that, I mean, I am sure you have authors, or even like people, like strong women or strong individuals that you look up to, or help shape you. Who are they? Can you share those people with us?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, my mother. She was such a great inspiration to me. She actually passed away in 2016. But everything that from when I was born until she passed, she inspired me for everything. It wasn't one of so I know a lot of parents out there really, like, they're stern with you, and they really want you to follow a specific path. But my mom was like, oh, just do whatever makes you happy, be stable and get your education, but you can do anything you want to do. And she did that not just to me, but to my two brothers. She was never about pressuring us, but she always had something nice to say. Every time I had like some type of like, I don't know, some type of award or just something that I did, she was always like, yay, Rose. She's like my number one fan. But I'll let you know that I was her number one fan. And so I had for sure my mom. And then in corporate, when I was already working at an agency, I worked for our CEO, and our CEO had a CFO who happened to be husband and wife. And his wife, Mimi, she was such a great person too. We would talk to each other, and it wasn't one of those things where I was scared, like, oh, I can't hang out or talk to the CFO. She was just so like nice and willing to like mentor me, and some not that she was like my titled mentor or anything like that, but just like the stuff that she would say and the stuff that she would do, like she was always just so nice, as opposed to me when I was working at other agencies where they were so hard on people and so strict, and so like you don't even want to talk to them because they're scared, or they're scary. or they might have like a bad attitude, or you don't want to walk through that door and be like, I can't talk to her because I don't know what to say. But with my CFO that I worked with for a long time, and I was with her probably for like 7 years, she was always willing to talk and just talk about family. She always asked about my family, so stuff like that. So yeah, my mom and Mimi.
How about authors? Did you have any authors that that are your favorites?
Oh, so authors I like. So right now, so I would. There's this book called oh my gosh, you're a badass. So Jen, so I love her. I just love how like authentic she is. She has a great series of books. So I love listening to her. She's so motivating and just so like, it's about the world and you can do this. And if you don't do it, then what's the point of being here?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love her. I love like women who are very straightforward and just get it done. Like you don't need to cherry coat things or you don't need to add, fluff things up, just straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. You want to share with everyone now where they can find your book and possibly purchase? I know you did your launch yesterday. Is it still available? Or are we waiting for another date? Go.
Yeah, well, so right now it's a pre-launch and you can get that on Amazon. It's the ebook version, but on July 19th, it'll be available all digital platforms and then also in stores like at Barnes and Nobles, but but for sure on Amazon.com for the hard copy and the paperback and the ebook.
Yeah, and watch out, guys. Maybe December or next January, Jen and Rose will be here to do some autograph signing, and I'll host it. I'm already claiming for you guys to come to the Philippines. Jen, are you listening? But anyways, all jokes aside, and I'm actually not joking. One day you guys will be coming to the Philippines, and I'll host an event where you guys can talk about it and we can feature your book and share your story live, so that people can ask you guys questions. But, to add, since our topic is passion and purpose, can you define for us your definition of passion and purpose?
So my definition of passion and purpose is being able to wake up every morning and get out of bed without having to complain about it or without having to be, like having that Monday blues. It's about getting out of bed and loving everything you do. It's about serving others. It's about being kind to others, being grateful to others, and along the way, being able to profit off of it as well. So passion and purpose is about being able to live out what you are meant to do here in the world. Whatever is in your heart, whatever it is that was placed in your heart by God or by the universe, that is what you're supposed to do. And it's not supposed to feel like work. It's supposed to be, something that moves you, that drives you, that motivates you to be you and to help others.
Mm-hmm. And, just as such an empowered woman you are, balancing so many things, wearing so many hats. What are the 4 or maybe 3 pillars that you live by?
Oh, okay. So my 4 pillars are 3. So my first one is courage. Have courage because it's scary. Like, whatever it is that you want to do or follow, whether it is finishing school or whether it is trying a new career or starting a new business, you have to have courage and be able to get out of that mindset where fear takes place. So that's my first one is courage. My second pillar is be grateful. Be grateful for your past, be grateful for your present, and be grateful for your future. Even though you don't know what your future holds, but as long as you are grateful and you're grateful to everybody around you, you'll just be a happier person, right? And you'll feel all of the blessings that way. So one is courage, the second is gratefulness, and the third is just, work. Get it done, whatever it is that you want to do. Be productive, take the first steps and put the plan together and just put your hair up and get it done.
Mm-hmm. Just like what my husband would say, GSD. And I want to abbreviate that. Get things done, yes. You know what I'm talking about. But, that's what you have to do. And that's what like you said earlier, surrounding yourself with people who has that same mentality really helps you get motivated and inspired. And, you have a perfect partner, Jen has a perfect partnership with you too, and I wish you guys both all the best. And I'm here to support you no matter what. Like I said, claiming it, Jen. You guys are going to be here in the Philippines promoting your book and perhaps already interviewing new set of women for book number 2.
Yes, I hope
right?
so soon. I cannot wait. It's so funny because we thought we could only find 20 people, and we thought it was going to be so hard to find 20 people. There's so many people out there, and we didn't know. We just didn't know how many successful, beautiful women there are out there, Filipino, any Asian or any woman out there. They're so successful. There's so many, and we just need to be able to share it with other people and be able to lift each other up that way.
See, Jen heard me. Oh, so awesome. I love chatting with you too. Like I said, guys, get your copy, reserve your copy, because it will really bring, a light and positivity in your own home or in your shelf. But it's something that you can take on, especially at this time. People want to hear. There it is, the beautiful book, In Her Purpose, guys. See the wonderful artwork as a cover. Yeah, grab it, and for sure, I will make sure that I ask Rose and Jen for the links of how you can also purchase, or even their social media. Rose, I'm sure, is more than happy to answer any more questions or give advice, most especially at this time. This woman has done so many things and can share with you how she overcame certain challenges. I love our conversation today. I learned so much more about you, Rose. Thank you for sharing your journey of life. Just take homes is don't always believe in the magic card. When someone tells you it's magic, you better think twice. Okay. And then your pillars were amazing. Courage, always have courage, guys, because the only way that you can have great output is believing in yourself, having that strength, and it comes with having help, reaching out for help, being honest about that, being grateful for everything, for the simple things in life. I think that's very key. And then our favorite, work hard, get things done. GSD, I think that's the main motto of this whole conversation. But yes, Jen, share here that their website is www.inherpurpose.com. Rose, please give your shout outs to friends and family and invite everybody again on where to find In Her Purpose.
Yes. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to Jen, of course, to her, and thank you to everybody that's in this book. I mean, it was a journey to get through the book and to be able to share their stories and to even write it to be the best representation of them. It was such a great journey, and I want to thank them so much. I'm extremely grateful forever. And then, my family, my husband who took the kids out so that they want to be running around. And my mother-in-law who's been really grateful or helpful around, and to my friends, I love you guys so much. You guys are so amazing. But yes, find the book on Amazon.com. You can find us on inherpurpose.com, and you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at inherpurpose.com.
And I believe, I believe you also have a summit coming up. Jen's reminding us here. Do you want to invite everyone to that?
Yes, I'm so excited for it. So, because there's just so many things that happened in the very beginning of 2020 up to even now. There's just so many, challenges that we had to get through, or that we're going through right now. And we thought that the best thing, or the most thing that we can do to help other women get out of this, is to be able to hold a summit before our book launch. And we're calling it Reset 2020, Get Out of That Funk and Renew Your Purpose. It starts on July 15th, and then it ends on the 19th. We're going to have some of the women in the book and some great, women that we've met along the way hold different sessions, like on meditation, on journaling, and everything is about you as as a person that's like in the session. It's about you and being able to reset your mindset and then be able to renew your purpose, and hopefully it'll drive you to do what it is that you need to do up to the end of 2020 and beyond. So, yes, so July 15th ends on July 19th, and our book launches on that day.
So where can they sign up for the summit?
They can sign up at inherpurpose.com, and then we'll also we will be sending out details actually by tomorrow. So,
okay.
So well, let's say, yeah.
So again, I'll add that to the caption here so that you guys can easily find a link and sign up now, because I love the title, Get Out of That Funk. I think everybody just needs that boost, to boost the happy hormones, as I always continuously say. So with that, guys, we thank Rose, we thank Jen, and get your copy of In Her Purpose, because you will love it and it'll just help you and be a guide, most especially for the women out there. And possibly lastly, Rose, can you give words of wisdom to moms, women, or anybody who needs that extra boost on how they can stay hopeful, most especially at this time?
Yes, just remember that you are valuable, you are creative, you are productive, and you can do it. Try not to be scared. That's just your mind telling you that you're scared, but it really isn't. You have to be scared to be able to do what it is that you want to do. Because if you're not scared, then that means you're not going the right way. So, go out there, get things done, put your hair up, and all of it will come to you.
Yes, always be ready, because you just never know what will be opening, regardless of the time. So grateful for you, Rose. Thank you again for taking the time to be on this platform. I'm so grateful for you and Jen being part of my network now, and I'm supporting you guys 100%. So with that, again, guys, Rose is amazing, and she pretty much shared everything on what I always say. Actions speak louder than words. And thank you guys for tuning in this episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.